Hi, I'm Gary the Water Guy, and I own the Water eStore and the Water Store in Midland, Ontario. Today we're talking about repairs and maintenance of an AquaMaster or WaterBoss high-efficiency water softener. So what we're talking about specifically today is replacement of the piston or the drive-in cap assembly. Why would you need to replace that? Well, if some debris were to get lodged inside and jam up that piston, that's when you would need to do it. So the procedure is basically the same for both of them. There's some minor variances, and I'll show both of them throughout the video. So the first thing you need to do before you start is to remove the top. And to do that, you put your hands in at the back, separate a little bit, lift, and the top pops right off. We offer free shipping and discount pricing on WaterBoss water softeners. Just click the link up here. That takes you to our e-commerce site, and on that site, you'll also see all the replacement parts, including the drive-in cap assembly and the pistons. So for the WaterBoss, you're going to want to start with taking it out of service and putting it into bypass. So you turn this over here, and then you're going to want to regenerate it. So you push this R button with the arrow up beside it, hold it down, and then you hear the motor humming, and so it's starting the cycle. So what that's going to do is going to release all the pressure in the whole system. Once the motor has stopped humming and stopped turning, then what you can do is you can remove the controller. So you just slide it to the right and it clicks off. We can reconnect this later. Set it aside, and then you can disconnect it from the float here. The rest is the same as for the AquaMaster. Troubleshooting may have indicated that the drive-in cap assembly or the piston needs to be changed. So this is what the assembly looks like, the drive-in cap assembly, and this is the piston here. So to get started, the first thing we want to do is put the water softener into bypass, and then once we've done that, we want to hold down the button and put it into regenerate mode, so it releases all the pressure that's inside the water softener. So we just hold it down for 5 seconds, and it'll say going to 1, and that'll start the process to do that. So now once we get to going to 1, then we can unplug it and remove the controller to get access inside here. So as that's heading around, we can also remove the brine line here. So we're waiting for that to start. So we can unscrew that here. So normally these are just hand tight, but if yours is tighter than that, you can just use some pliers to start loosening it up. So now it's in backwash. So what we can do is we can unplug it and unplug the motor and the flow meter. So we can unplug that, set that aside. And so we've got this loose. So the other thing that I like to do is the float inside here is to undo the nut, because it makes disconnecting this a little bit easier in the future. So we'll kind of set that aside. And so you'll need a Phillips screwdriver to undo the 2 bolts at this end, 2 screws I guess at this end, and 2 long bolts at this end to be able to pull the assembly out. So we can start on that. Now if you are replacing the whole drive-in cap assembly, you're going to need to remove this magnetic disc and the motor from the old assembly and attach it to the new assembly. So if you're planning on doing that, you could remove the motor at this stage, because it would make access to these 2 screws a little bit easier. There's only 2 screws holding the motor in place from the back side. And again, they're Phillips screws. You would use a smaller Phillips screwdriver for that than the one that I'm using right now to remove the drive-in cap assembly. I have this water softener sitting on a chair, so that's why it's wobbling a little bit, but yours would be already installed. So then these 2 bolts at this end would need to be loosened. Now you don't need to actually take the bolts right out. All you need to do is just make sure they're disengaged from this end here so that the whole assembly can come out. So that one's undone, and this one is undone. And again, you just be careful when you're working on with these screws, etc., that they don't fall in the brine tank. That will make it difficult to retrieve later. Okay, so once we've got this disconnected, then this connection here, if we just remove the cap and slide the float a little bit out of the way, this is easily undone. And so now the whole drive-in cap assembly is free, so we can just kind of wiggle it back and forth, applying some pressure to slide it out. Okay, so once we've got it out, So if at this stage all you were doing was replacing the piston, you would just take the piston and turn it 90 degrees counterclockwise. That disengages it and it comes out. And then the new piston you would just slide on. And again, turn it 90 degrees clockwise so it engages like that. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're installing a new drive end cap assembly at this point, you'd remove the magnetic disc, put it on here, and also the motor. You'd have to remove the brine valve to get access to the magnetic disc. All right, so once we're at this stage, so you need to make sure there's two O-rings here. One is here and the other one is here, and that they have some silicone grease on them to hold them into place and also to make a better seal. So once we're at this stage, so we can slide this back in. Again, wiggling it a little bit as we're sliding it in. Great. So we're all the way in there. So again, the reverse procedure, when we removed it, these bolts go in. Pull that back a bit till they engage. And you can snug them up. And these two go on this side together. So again, we can tighten those up. This one goes on the bottom. Okay, and before we tighten everything up, we'll get the float reattached here. And there we go, that's inside. Cap helps locate it. So this is the hex nut, the nylon hex nut that holds the float in place. So we can put that back on there. Typically hand tight is tight enough for that one. And this connection here for the brine line. Again, hand tight, or even just slightly more than hand tight is enough. Like that. And then we can tighten up the rest of these bolts. So, and on the other end, that one's tight. All right, so we got all those connected. And again, we'll just make sure this one's tight at this stage. Great. And then we can take our controller and reattach it. This is the connection for the motor. This is the connection for the flow meter. And this is the connection here for the power. Reattach that. And so it's reading going home, so it's going to go to the home position. So that's where we want it to go. Once it gets back to the home position, then you can put the valve back into out of bypass back into service, and that's at the point that you would check for leaks. Obviously, if there are any leaks, you'd repair them at this stage before you go any further, and then make sure you're all the way back into service. And if the water softener hasn't been operable for a while because of an issue with the drive end cap assembly or the piston, then what you can do is regenerate the water softener immediately by holding down the regenerate button for 5 seconds, and that'll start up a cycle and you'll have soft water again. So then to put the WaterBoss back into service, I'm going to slide this back in here. We're going to reconnect the motor. Goes down here. And then as you can hear, it's starting to go to the next cycle. So now it's going to 2. And once it's gone to 2 and the motor stopped turning, then you can press the R and up button again to advance it to 3, and then to 4, and then to home. So the next step would be to regenerate the water softener. So you'd push down this button, hold it for 5 seconds. Of course, you'd want to put it back into service before you do that, and then go through a whole cycle so that you've got soft water again. And by the way, I do have a link in the description down below that shows you where you can get the replacement drive and cap assembly. If you need it, we have discount pricing and free shipping from our e-commerce store. So then the next step is to put the lid back on. Put the front in first, bring it down to the back, make sure you don't pinch the cord at the back, and snap it down. And that's it. If you like what you saw today, please click the subscribe button. That way you'll be notified about all the new videos that become available on this channel. I'd also really appreciate it if you could share this video with your Facebook friends. For more info, you can go to our websites, either thewaterestore.com or thewaterstoremidland.com. And again, I'm Gary the Water Guy from the Water Store in Midland, Ontario. Thanks for watching.